really try to turn this more into a Russia-NATO conflict, which would likely rally his people more enthusiastically than just a war against Ukraine. And I don't think that he's in a position to attack NATO militarily right now, given the problems that he has. But I think we should expect to see a possible change in Kremlin rhetoric and posture to try to make this more of a war or a preparation to defend against NATO and rally. And I think here again, we need to not repeat the mistake that we made that contributed to this, didn't cause this. Putin, we need to blame the enemy for what the enemy did, which was Putin's decision to invade. Biden administration is not to blame for Putin's decision. We need to be very clear about that. And that would be true if Trump were in office or Bush or anybody else. At the end of the day, Putin made this decision and he's to blame. But the mistake, the miscalculation that the Biden administration made about its ability to deter him, we need to not repeat that mistake when it comes to deterring him from testing NATO. I think we need to recognize that he is engaged in a gunfight, and we need to be prepared to bring a gun to a gunfight. So the U.S. has started to mobilize forces to defend its Eastern NATO members. We need to keep doing that. There will be more and more discussion about how escalatory that might be and how that might trip Putin into further activity. I don't think that's right. I think what we need to make clear to Putin is that if he starts something with NATO, we will finish it quickly, and there is nothing there for him, and not allow him to imagine that there is any even initial military success he could achieve against NATO, because we just need to foreclose that option. Preventing this from becoming a Russia-NATO war is a very big priority right now, as well as helping Ukrainians defeat the Russians in Ukraine.
Yeah, well, it also means failing, in some sense, to take into account the UN decision, because it's not just NATO that's rallying behind the Ukraine, but behind Ukraine, it seems like in the most real of senses, it's the entire world.
Most of it, and I think we need to get after the parts of the world that aren't rallying. I think, look, we need to look at India and say, listen, it's actually not okay that India abstained on that resolution. It's not okay. I understand various countries have various calculations, but this is not a time for those kinds of calculations. So I'm thrilled that it was 141-5, but there should have been more countries voting for that resolution. And I think we need to focus on doing everything we can to increase that isolation that Putin feels, and have the countries that abstained going to him and saying, listen, listen, Vova, the diminutive of Vladimir, listen, Vova, this isn't going to happen for you. And we can't carry water for you, even in this limited way. You're going to have to make a decision to end this on terms that you don't like. That message has got to be coming to him from all of his friends and all of the people who are straddling right now as well. So I think you're absolutely right, Jordan, that finding ways to continue to strengthen this global bloc against him is important.
Okay. All right.